One of the concepts that is very much in vogue at the moment is the idea of authenticity. Very often that's aligned with leadership as well. And you hear ideas of how to become an authentic leader, or how to be more authentic, or how to express authenticity. Now, we listen very closely to language in terms of NLP. And when we hear those words, we know and realize that basically these are suggestions. And these suggestions are implications of whether the person's already authentic or not. And so if you need to be more authentic, well, that's kind of opening up the question, are you authentic in the first place? It may suggest, perhaps, maybe that you're driven by fear, that you're afraid to be authentic, and that's fine. There's therapy for that. But if you want to orchestrate your authenticity, well, that would suggest that there is a level of deception in that. So those things raise alarm bells in terms of NLP. And if the idea and the concept of authenticity is in vogue, then I'd ask the question, what is it that we're looking for? Why do we have to make that statement to be authentic? And the suggestion would be is that perhaps people aren't being as honest as they should be. So a useful question then to ask would be, how do you know how to trust someone? How do you know how you can trust someone? And the answer to that will be not just in their language, but also in their behavior. What happens when someone says that they can do something and they can't? Because even in your own CV perhaps, if you look at a CV, everybody says that they're a good communicator, they're a good people person, and they work well in a team. Is everybody in the world capable of that? I don't know. Then look at the businessman. The businessman is going to say to you, our unique business proposition is the exact fit for your situation. And then look at the coach that says to you, I can improve your life and I can increase your earnings to a multiples of 6-figure income. A lot of people make offers that are ambitious and maybe well intended. But the truth is, your question is, how do you know whether you can trust them? So the question for you is to begin to figure out, how do you establish that trust in a person? Is it through competence? Is it through by what they say or do? How do you actually do it? And a good way to be able to figure this out is find the people that you already trust, the people that you know, and figure out what is it that made you trust them. Was it because you got a sense or a feeling that they're good? Was it by what they do? Was it by what they say? How do you actually establish trust? Now remember, very often we establish trust by the sense or by the feeling, by the intuition we get, but that's not always good enough. I know and have enough experience to know that I've got burned by trusting people too quickly. I tend to move in that circle where I like to give trust before I actually establish how trust should be formed or how deserving that trust is. The thing is, begin to figure out, how did you arrive at a conclusion? Because the reality is, if you're a little bit like me and you can tend to be bought in by a good feeling very quickly, have you added in the extra measures, the extra additional questions that you need to be asking yourself to make sure that you're not simply in rapport with a person that is untrustworthy? Go ahead, give it a shot, find out, see how it works. If you want to learn more, we'd love to help you to do that, and I hope this helps.